The surface of its crystal clear waters is the Great Maya Reef, one of the largest coral reefs on Earth, making it a perfect vacation destination for scuba diving family, the Yakkos. Jim, Deanna, and their 20-year-old son, Kyle, are here for a little drift diving, where slow-moving cross currents gently carry the diver along the reef. Almost nowhere is drift diving better than at the Santa Rosa Wall, a section of the Great Maya Reef that at 50 feet down suddenly drops off hundreds of feet into the abyss, where Kyle is about to be dragged to the precipice of death. Kyle suddenly notices the bubbles from his regulator aren't rising. They're sinking. And to his horror, so is he. Kyle checks his depth gauge. He's 50 feet down and dropping fast. In less than a minute, he's forced 100 feet down. Now, we're putting you in Kyle's place. You're getting pulled under by a powerful down current. If you don't act fast, you may never resurface. What would you do? A, watch the fish and follow their lead. B, turn away from the wall and start swimming out to sea. Or C, swim down with the current until it loses strength. Here's what you should consider. You're 100 feet down, along a coral reef wall, and caught in an underwater phenomenon known as a downwelling. A downwelling is a dense, downward rushing column of water along the reef wall. One that's pushing you to potentially deadly depths. Every 10 feet you sink increases the pressure on your body by 4.4 pounds per square inch. The pressure literally shrinks the volume of air in your lungs and your tank, meaning the 45 minutes worth of air you had at 50 feet may only last 15 minutes at 100. If lack of air wasn't bad enough, the pressure at these depths also causes the Martini effect, otherwise known as nitrogen narcosis, a buildup of nitrogen gas in the blood, which disrupts nerve transmissions, decreasing your cognitive ability by up to 33%. It's like being drunk. If you don't pull it together, you may be headed for a watery grave. It's time to sink or swim. Make your choice. A, B, or C. So what would you do? With the Martini effect kicking in, you could look to the fish and follow their lead. Millions of years of evolution have given these reef dwellers the proper muscles to fight against the powerful flow. In fact, fish actually use opposing currents to swim in place, waiting for the fast-moving water to bring them food. But you're no fish. Fighting against the power of this dense downcurrent is like swimming upstream on the Mississippi River. It's just a matter of time before fatigue sets in, and you sink to the bottom. Choose to swim with the fishes, and you may be sleeping with them instead. If fighting the current is a direct route to death, you might think going with the flow until it loses strength is your ticket out. While down currents are often transitory, popping up without warning, then quickly dissipating, waiting for that to happen is by no means a reliable option. A current moving at just 2 miles per hour can pull you down 175 feet in less than 60 seconds. Far below the recommended 130-foot depth limit for recreational diving. So in this case, joining forces with the current is as good as giving up. So what should you do? Straying away from the reef wall and towards open ocean may seem frightening. But in this case, it may be the only way to get back to the surface alive. Initially, you may feel the current pushing you down further. But don't panic. Simply swim up and away at a 45-degree angle until you escape the down current's deadly pull. Avoid the temptation of rocketing to the surface by performing a safety stop during your last 15 feet. Why? When breathing underwater, divers build up nitrogen in their blood. Performing a safety stop near the surface is the same as carefully opening a shaken soda bottle. It allows the pressure to normalize and the gas to escape slowly and safely. Kyle survives his harrowing ordeal.
I'm never doing this again.
Although shaken, he's back in the water a few days later. A little more cautious and wiser. Turn away from the wall and swim out to sea. That's the safest way to escape this deadly down current.